Winter has arrived, and with it, Delhi's most infamous and unwanted guest. Yes, the toxic air. A season where pollution doesn't just choke the sky, it chokes the lives and livelihoods. We step out for few minutes, either our eyes are burning, our throat is itching, and we immediately run back indoors. But you know what? Most of us have air purifiers, we have masks, and some of us even are avoiding going out. But the question is, what about manual workers, street vendors, sanitation workers, rag pickers, homeless wanderers? They work for hours under the same sky that forces us to go indoors within few minutes. They don't just breathe pollution, they survive it every day. Let me give you an example. Kavita, a 46-year-old sanitation worker, sweeping Delhi streets, wrapped in a green jacket. Her only real protection is a dupatta which is tied around her face. She says, quote, unquote, I have been doing this job for 15 years. They gave us masks a few times, but often the masks get lost while sweeping. Getting a new one is difficult, so I avoid it. Her eyes have been itching for 2 weeks, but the work doesn't stop. All she relies on is either the eye drops or the painkillers. This is not a choice, this is survival. Fine, let me give you one more example. Ashok Kumar, a 57-year-old bike taxi driver. For him, pollution was never the biggest problem until it damaged his lungs. Before 2024, he rode 300 kilometers a day, working 15-hour shifts, earning around 50,000 per month. But now he can barely ride 5 kilometers at a time. The income has stagnated, but the expenses haven't. When air turns toxic, the poorest lose both the life and the livelihood. This is not just Delhi. Whenever a disaster hits, the most vulnerable suffer first and they suffer the most. Remember COVID 19? While some of us were busy baking those banana cakes, making dalgona coffee at home, lakhs walked home barefoot. Inequality just doesn't decide how we live, it decides how we suffer. Fine, let's view this from ethical and sociological lens. Rawls' theory of justice, which says a just society benefits the least advantaged. So, if pollution affects the poor the most, it is violating Rawls' theory of justice. Second, Gandhian ethics. Gandhiji's idea of Antyodaya, that is the rise of the last person. Policies must prioritize those who are most affected, not those who are most comfortable. Then we have ethics of care. Carol Gilligan. Governance should be empathetic, responding with compassion to the lived experience of vulnerable groups. Then, Ulrich Beck, the concept of risk society. We have used this many a times. Risk like pollution are equally distributed, but the rich can shield themselves. It is the poor who faces the consequences directly. You can also apply the perspective of structural violence. It's not the disaster, it is the structure of the society which decides that who suffers the most. Or if you want, intersectionality approach as given by Kimberly Crenshaw. A poor Dalit women worker is facing multiple disadvantages. Either it is on the basis of caste or class or gender or occupation. So, air pollution is not just an environmental crisis, it is a justice crisis. A reminder that until the last person like Kavita or Ashok breathes safely, none of us truly can. So, on this note, please do write us in the comment box what could be the possible solution and how this problem needs to be addressed. Till then, stay blessed and happy learning.